Fairly short assignment, but an important one. I want you to find a documentary film that is 8 minutes long or longer. And it can be from any source you like. It can be streamed on Netflix. You can find it on YouTube. The example that I'm showing you below is from YouTube. It doesn't matter. What matters to me is that you find a documentary subject that interests you, that gets your dander up a little bit, that makes you think, what? And that's what you're going to watch. Watch it really carefully. Notice any vague content in that documentary. Here's an example of vague content. Many studies have been done to show the effects of gamma rays. Well, what do you immediately say? What studies? Many? How many is many? So you see that vague statement. What studies? What effects? I don't even know what it's talking about. Here would be a clearly documented statement. In 1992, Columbia Research Institute conducted a 5-year study to study the effects of gamma rays on mice. Okay, now do you see that? So notice the bias of the film. What does the filmmaker want you and me to see when we watch that film? And the motif of the film, the world of the subject matter. Now, once you've watched that short documentary or long documentary, whatever you like, now click the Submit tab in the Submit box, and you'll see that text box that appears. I'm going to show you that in just a second. The upper left corner, put your name, course date, documentary film, word count. Center the title, add a title image without words. So we're not going to show anything that has words. We want the reader to see the subject matter of the documentary without the benefit of words. Then you're going to write one paragraph, just one, that discusses these various aspects and your take on that. Direct claims versus vague statements, visuals that are used to persuade the audience, and your opinion. About 8 sentences, 9 sentences maybe. That's it. And use relaxed formal language. This is not like you're writing a text to a friend. So here's an example. Okay, so I'm going to do the Barbie situation. And this picture doesn't have any words on it. So the documentary Barbie is an Assault on Men, recorded by Piers Morgan. And instead of doing a works cited for this one, I don't need you to do that. That's not really the need that I'm measuring for this assignment. But we want to make sure that we do not have a link. So we want to make sure that we remove the link. See this, where we do this, and remove the hyperlink. And then we want to make sure that the font is the same font, same ink, right? I don't even need it to be underlined. This is still a citation, even though it's not. So I'm going to remove that underline. None. Ethics complains that the outrage, now I'm quoting, it's important that you quote from the documentary that you watched, because otherwise I, as your reader, don't know what you're doing. So make sure that you quote outrageously feminist tagline that are an assault on, he says, on all kinds of things, and all men. The group analysis deals in the extremes of women who must be astronauts to be of value and branch off into women as bricklayers. The women panelists then pander to one another to debate whether Barbie is a feminist icon. One panelist argues, oops, that's past tense, it should be present tense, argues massive modern national corporations prohibit a view of Barbie as an icon. The panel ignores, I say, the definition of feminist icon, and I just looked that up real quick, and I don't need to put any citation. That's not the point of this assignment. But that is the definition of a feminist icon: must actively champion the cause and look beyond their individual success to consider what they can do to make positive change for others. And now I'm going to make my statement, my opinion. What amuses me is the fact that Piers Morgan and men of his ilk are so worried about women finding their individuality beyond a stay-at-home mother. What is this? Yeah, right. I don't know, okay. Stay-at-home mother and into power positions in the global workforce that they see anything disrupted to the male patriarchy as bashing. If that is true, women have, by association, been bashed since the beginning of time. So I'm done. I've written my content. I'm ready to put that into my text box. So let's start by copying this that I wrote. We're going to go over to the assignment and I'll show you how to post this into the text box. Click on this link and go back and restudy that page on Relaxed Formal Style. Let's start the assignment, and that brings up my text box. Now I'm going to paste what I just wrote right here in the text box. See, it needs some work. I'm not finished. I need to center that title. First, I need to go back up here and add my information. So I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Added my name and information. There's this word count, goes right here. Now I'm going to add the picture. Did that by right-clicking on the image, and then when I clicked it in here, I pasted it in here. I can also add an image that I have uploaded into my computer by uploading an image. However way we want the image to go in there, I'm going to go ahead and bold my title. And I need to make sure that all of this is in Times New Roman. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to go to Formats, to go to Fonts, Times New Roman, and look how pretty that looks. You see the problem here? I do too. This turned into a hyperlink. So I need to make sure that I remove that hyperlink. That by clicking this little link and removing the link. There it is. You see? Never have a hyperlink in anything. All right. And that's it. Now I'm ready to proofread, make sure that everything's correct. And as soon as I'm through, I submit the assignment. That concludes this tutorial for the documentary film.